All of my family, they're from the mill villages of Wilmerdine, but it was very important to get a Catholic education. So my cousins all took long streetcar rides to go to Central Catholic in Pittsburgh, and so similarly I had to go one bus run and then a streetcar run after that to go to high school. I mean, I barely got in. It was an examination. So I was in 10F, the best were in 1F, you know. And so I slowly rose up and performed better in high school. And so a Christian brother told myself and a friend of mine that we should take an examination for admission to college to get the practice of taking exams, and suggested St. Vincent and Duquesne University in Georgetown. So I took the exam, and I was absolutely flabbergasted because I won a scholarship to both Duquesne and St. Vincent. And so I came to St. Vincent really because of that Christian brother directing me towards it. And it was an absolute delight.
My 4 years here was really a gift to the college. You know, it was a great place. It was all men at the time. Not that I'm objecting to women, of course, but it was all men, and camaraderie reigned supreme. And the academic life here opened up an intellectual door for me. You know, it truly did. And the other thing it opened up for me was a glimpse of the Benedictines and the kind of Catholic life that I think I had been searching for years. So that's the two levels of, I guess, my experience with St. Vincent. I would open the intellectual door. I went on to get a master's degree at Xavier University and had a wonderful career spinning off of that. But underneath it all was this very special gift of the Benedictines and what they had to offer.
I arrived from Chicago at the recommendation of a former alumni, Wendell Kleehammer, class of 1951. I was delighted at the pleasant setting of the college and the dedication to higher learning. The atmosphere established by the Benedictine monks was one of caring and concern. Throughout all the years, this attitude has never changed. Upon graduation into and entrance into the business world, I realized I possessed the tools necessary to compete in that business world. A foundation really for all of that was laid right here on campus. A modicum of success in this business world would make me want to return something to St. Vincent College. As financial needs of 5 children began to diminish, the opportunity was there to increase my giving to the college. This has been very rewarding for both myself and my wife. The campus is more beautiful than ever. Led by the Benedictine community, St. Vincent College continues to be a leading liberal arts college. We are proud to be a part of its continued success.
During my senior year, I was in education, English education. I student taught at Latrobe, and one of the ironies is that 2 years later I got a job there. Also, another ironic twist in that last semester, I accompanied a good friend to meet a blind date. 2 years later, plus a couple months, I ended up marrying that person. And we lived 2 miles from campus. I worked 2 miles from campus, so I've stayed close over the years. We had 3 daughters who were excellent students. They all wanted to go away to school, and they did. 2 of the 3 transferred back to St. Vincent because they felt that they would get a good education here, and they did. Ironically, both ended up getting jobs before they graduated because of some St. Vincent connection. I retired in June of '99. 1 week to the day, my father passed away, very suddenly. unbeknownst to anyone, Father Martin Bartle, who was the president of the college, shows up for the funeral 40 miles away. And I can still remember when he walked out, I was so touched and so moved by his very presence there, because I was a St. Vincent grad, my brother was at the time, I had a couple nephews in school at the time.
I want to thank Father Archbishop Douglas and President Toohey for this distinguished award. I would also like to send a special thank you to those individuals who nominated me. This award is very special for me tonight because it occurs on my 40th anniversary as a graduate of the class of 1969. And some of those individuals are here with me tonight, and many of them deserve the same recognition. Looking back over those college years, and as a graduate of high school also, we were blessed with an education of liberal arts in the Benedictine tradition, which taught us to think, to question, and to act. And those skills have served me well in my personal life and in my career. And it also motivated me, and one of the tenets of that Benedictine education was to give back some of those gifts that we have received. And over those years, since I've retired, I've been able to give back some of those gifts in community activities, and specifically to St. Vincent College. So I'm very thankful for this award, for that special education, to those thankless professors and monks who labored with us and taught us those core values. And lastly, I would like to thank my wife, who's been my partner and spouse these past 44 years, to motivate me to do all that I can. I would also like to thank my kids and my grandchildren who have sacrificed time away from home during those professional years, and my parents who made those sacrifices to send me to St. Vincent's.
I want to thank St. Vincent College for this very special honor. For St. Vincent College to recognize a teacher as an Alumni of Distinction recipient elevates the role of teacher in every classroom. One of the greatest teachers this country has ever had was Fred Rogers. When Mr. Rogers received one of his many awards, he said, "So many people have helped me to come to this night. Some are here, some are far away, some are even in heaven. All of us have special ones who have loved us into being." Like Mr. Rogers, I want to thank those people who have loved me and supported me throughout my life. Those who have loved me into being who I am today. Without them, I would not be here tonight. My family, my friends, the professors and the priests at St. Vincent College who guided me and influenced my dreams, my aspirations, and my career. After all these years, St. Vincent College still feels like home. Thank you.
St. Vincent opened the world to me. When I was considering St. Vincent as a first-generation college student, the whole process at first was intimidating. My parents were so helpful. My father took me on my first tour of St. Vincent. He was actually working for Laurel Vending Company. He was a route manager and servicing the machines at St. Vincent. And he knew the campus inside and out, so he took me around, showed me places, introduced me to people. My mother helped me complete my application. She was delighted when she received the call from Mary Beth Courtwright in the financial aid office telling her that my first year was fully funded through scholarships, grants, and loans. That was an amazing day. There were so many people at St. Vincent who made a difference in my life, people who took the time to help me in a very personal way. Father John Murtha was one of those people. He was president while I was a student here, and his open door made such an impact on my life. One day on a Friday afternoon after a class with Professor Wasalik, I was walking down 2nd Alfred to the study center, and I heard, "Young lady, what are you up to?" Well, it was Father John, and he called me into his office. I was really nervous, but he made me feel at ease, asked me how I was doing, where I was from, what was my major. And he was reassuring. He said to me, "You'll do well here. Just keep seeking out your professors and ask for help when you need it along the way." And that continued. He asked me to stop by again, and I did, mostly on Friday afternoons. Another person who really stands out as making a difference is Professor Dick Wasalik. He was an amazing scholar, is an amazing scholar, and is someone who I respect very much. He worked with me to apply for a National Endowment for the Humanities grant through their Young Scholars program. And during the course of the summer, I worked to create a critical edition of a comic opera. He helped me hone my research, my writing, my editing skills. These days we stay in touch and he still calls me Malls. So he's a very special person. St. Vincent gave me so much. I'm very happy that both of my sisters are also graduates, Rosie and Susie. They graduated in 96 and 92. And I'm also happy that the monks of St. Vincent have kept a really prominent place in my life. Father John Murtha married my husband Ken, and me in the Basilica, and Father John presided at the funeral mass of my father, was present for the mass of when my mother died, and that mass was con-celebrated by Father Martin Bartle and Father Richard Olam. So many special people.
About a year ago, I was lucky to have some friends out in Harrisburg. Chuck and Anita Manoli and Rich Schulte came and spent the weekend, and we really had a great time telling stories and talking about the days at St. Vincent. You know, there's a guy, Chuck Manoli and Anita, who both of them have given basically their whole lives to St. Vincent. Chuck went to the prep and went to the college, of course, and joining them for the weekend was Rich Schulte, class of '68, who also went to the prep and went to the college. And when you thought about it, Chuck, who taught Rich in the '60s, and Chuck and Rich, who taught me in the '90s, it was just a great time to spend together. And you know, we sort of sat around the table and thought, what is it that makes St. Vincent so unique and so special? And I think that's what it is. It's that sort of friendship that lasts long after the colleges, long after your days at college have ended and the classes are over. And I, of course, want to thank the Alumni Council and the folks for this honor. It's always a pleasure for me to get back to campus each year to teach a couple classes and speak with students. So it's an honor for me to be an alumnus of St. Vincent. It's great to be an alumnus of a school that is harder now to get into than when I went there, so thanks for that too. It makes it better for us as alumni. And driving over the hill and seeing the campus is something that is special each and every time you do it, whether it was the freshman year or it's now visiting the campus. I have the same feeling and the sense of coming home that I had. I remember the time that my dad drove me out here when we were out touring places to visit, and I think we both fell in love with St. Vincent that day. And my mom and dad came back many times for Founders Day events, and they love the campus and the people as much as I do. So I want to thank my parents, of course, and thank all the community of Benedictines who have been friends, the teachers, and those, each and every one of them who gave me a great opportunity at St. Vincent, gave me an ability to grow intellectually, to grow spiritually, and to do even more than I ever thought imaginable in my life. And I appreciate the opportunity that St. Vincent has given me.